I'm starting.
I thought you were starting.
So yeah, episode 11.
We back.
Yeah, we're back. What are you saying?
Not much, bro. Just working again. So, same old
Usual,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, usual shit.
So yeah, I wanted to kind of talk today about. Well, I was just thinking about when the world slowed down over the last few months, and obviously we had a lot of time because the social side of stuff was kind of put on hold. So we had like a lot of time to ourselves. And it just got me thinking, like, as the world did slow down, obviously people create a lot of habits, good or bad, whichever one, probably both. Like we probably had both good and bad ones. But just made me think, as the world kind of gets back to normal speed now, will people like kind of take those habits with them, if that makes sense?
Yeah.
And it can be like the littlest things or even major things. Like for me, for having time to myself was like reading, and I was playing a lot of COD. But now obviously
COD.
hella.
Even I was playing a bit of COD and I'm not even.
And you're moving like a bot. But,
yeah, I was bad.
I
was bad.
But now, so like, yeah, as well gets to normal speed now, you kind of like, I felt like I've dropped a lot of things. Like, I still read now, but not as much.
Yeah, but do you not think that's like, obviously I get that, but other things take priority when things change.
Yeah.
Like obviously we didn't have much else to do.
Well, nothing to do.
Exactly. So it's like we found things to do, new skills were learned, or you would try something new. So like reading and stuff, you had more time for.
Yeah.
Whereas now, kind of, do you not look at it as like, right, what am I prioritising? So probably reading probably drops down off that list. But that's depending on you, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it's just now it's like a time thing. Like I kind of feel like as the world's getting to normal speed, I'm finding myself with less time. Like especially because of like now, obviously gym in the morning, and then doing your work. By the time it comes to like around like the evening time, I'm just finished.
Yeah.
Like no energy.
Time flies, isn't it? Like same with me as well. Like going back to working in the morning, then come back in for my midday sessions and stuff. Like I think I have time. Like when I look at it on paper,
Yeah.
my schedule, I'm like, yeah, it's cool. I can fit this in. I plan my days so that I'll have my sessions booked in, and then I'll block out time for training myself, and then reading, studying, whatever it is I need to do. But there's so many days, brother, when it just doesn't go to plan.
Yeah.
Like
and if something
like,
comes
shit.
up, like
yeah, or like it could be even if we go train in the morning, like I end up being there longer than I expected, or something will come up in the evening, so it means I don't get to read and stuff like that.
yeah.
Like, things do come up, which makes it harder. But it depends what habits, I guess, you wanted to take into, what we say, normal life. Like now things are moving back to, like things are picking up the pace, really, innit?
Yeah.
So it's like, I guess it depends on what you want to take over, because obviously, I think everyone, like I did as well, I picked up bad habits, but I also picked up some good ones.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep the good ones, and I'm trying to get rid of the bad ones, obviously.
So what are some of your good ones that you're gonna take with you?
Self-development was massive for me, because before, like, I'm not saying I didn't do it, but just taking time out to like read and studying massively, and I'm keeping up with that, to be fair. I do put it at the top of my priority, like even if it's like 10 o'clock and I still haven't got around to doing it, like I'll do it till 11 or whatever it is. I'll still get something done, and my mindset now is like, look, I'll just get a little bit done, even if it's not as much as I wanted to. I'll get a little bit, even if it's an hour, 1 hour a day for me, on top of everything else I'm doing. That's still better than what I was doing before, so can work off that. And then obviously I had some bad ones as well. Like sleep was hard.
Yeah, yeah.
My sleeping pattern was ruined.
Yeah, sleep was probably a big one for me as well. Just going to bed mad late for no reason. Like absolutely
reason. It's just because you could, though, innit?
I feel like because I had just so much energy that, like now, there's so many things, like, as it's getting like normal again.
Yeah.
So many things you got to do. So obviously it takes your energy out when it gets to like sleep time. But in lockdown, I just had so much energy to.
I feel like
I was playing COD for like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
Look at the times like 1
late
a.m.
night, because you didn't like you wouldn't have anything to do, so you're like, ah, cool, nothing in the
Yeah,
morning.
yeah.
So, and I feel like for most people, like, or I'm talking for people like early in their 20s or whatever, but that late night is like that social. It's a social time, you know.
Yeah. Sure.
Like most people are up, active on Instagram, on like WhatsApp. Everyone's chatting and communicating. So I feel like for some people it's like a social time.
Yeah.
And because they can, innit? Like if you're laying in bed watching Netflix at 1 a.m, but chatting to someone and doing that, it is a social time. So I feel like it definitely was for me as well. Like I was up doing like till like 2 a.m. some nights before. I was like, what's going on? And I was like, nah, I'll be alright. That was a bad habit. I kept telling myself, and I'll be cool. Like when I get back to work, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I left it too late, and then that first week I was done. I was like, nah, I can't keep doing this. Like that has actually ruined me. It's like such a long period where my sleeping pattern was ruined that when I come back, I thought I could just flip the switch.
I feel like that's why the days felt so long as well. Because like we were still going to obviously Nathan has a studio, so we were still using that when we could.
Yeah.
And but even then we were still going like early in the morning.
That was the highlights of our day.
Yeah.
Just using that, innit?
Actually, say that we were going at 11.
We were going at 11.
So,
Because late night, you wake up a little bit later,
Yeah.
like 10.
That's why just the days felt so long.
Yeah.
But
They
now,
did.
Yeah, now I feel like they're going quick.
They do go quick. So it's like, I feel like for some people as well, like when we were talking about these habits and stuff like that, it's like, because things are moving quicker now, it's like, is it going to keep up? Especially with the good ones, like the good habits that you want to keep.
Yeah.
Like it's harder to keep when you've got all these other things that are being thrown at you now. Like cinemas are opening. I'm saying that because everyone knows I love cinema, but
Yeah.
I've been thinking about that, like going out, everything's just coming back to normal. So it's hard to.
Yeah, I think as that social side comes back, it kind of takes over from the time you had for yourself, kind of thing.
Yeah, everyone was in that like self-development stage. Everyone was focused on themselves, which is a good thing. But then it's like, how do you not let that slide? Now everything's coming
100%.
back.
Like, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. Is like how do you keep those good habits when all these things suddenly come back into your life? Not that they were ever gone, but obviously like, it was put on hold. Like how do you keep those good habits? So how did you do it? Like now with the good habits you made.
I'm still trying, to be fair. It's not like I've figured it out.
Yeah.
But scheduling, 100%. I always say it as well. Like I feel like someone made a post the other day as well, and I massively agree with it. So I'll share it. But it was like everyone's always looking for like that quick hack.
Yeah.
It's like, what's
100%.
that hack I can do to be more productive? Yeah, that shortcut to be more productive and get more out of this. Whereas most people don't have the fundamentals of just basics.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to just make sure sleep's good, recovery's good. My scheduling, just planning a simple day out of how my day want it to look, or what I want to get out from the day. So I break it down step by step, like that, and I've always done it like that, and it does help. Like not every day does go to plan, but I've stuck to that because that's for me. That's a fundamental. Is just planning my days and planning my weeks of what I want to get out from each day and each week. So like end of every day, I'll write on my thing what I want to do the next day. Like sessions I got booked in, or when I'm going to train, when I'm going to do that, and I block it all out. So at least I have some sort of structure, and then I'll try and stick to that. And then in terms of the good habits, I've been trying to filter them into that schedule now. So like studying, reading,
Yeah, I like that. That's cool.
Stuff like that. I try and put that in where it's not going to be too much, because there's been times where I've looked at it, to be fair, yeah, that's cool, and then I get to the end of the day and I didn't actually get what I needed to get done, and then I'm like, I look at it and review, it's like, why didn't I? And then I look at it, I'm like, it's just so much, I'm trying to do too much, so then
trying to cram too much into,
trying to ram it all into one day, thinking, yeah, but if I can breaking down by the minute, like so if I get home just by this time, then I'll be able to do. If I stop reading at this time and then quickly eat it just gets too much. I'm like, right, bring it back.
It's hard to maintain that, because like
hard.
realistically you can't really live your life like that down to a T.
Yeah, you can't. That's what I get, because I'm a massive overthinker as well. I overthink everything. So like sometimes when I do stuff like that, I'll do it too precise.
Yeah.
And I'll think it has to be like perfect. And then obviously I have to remind myself, like, you can't be perfect, innit? You just got to be better.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like even today, forgetting my AirPods at the gym, and just your mind just runs when it's not occupied by something else.
Yeah.
So you kind of do overthink everything. But yeah, no, I like that, like structure, but not obviously not down to a T.
Yeah, because you don't do it like that, do you? So obviously that's my way. What's your way of like, yeah? So like what the habits that you gained?
So I'd definitely say reading and learning.
Yeah.
Just about whatever I can, really. Mostly podcasts and stuff. And then taking that into now, I would say, yeah, I wouldn't say like I schedule a time for like my work stuff. Everything's scheduled, and obviously gym in the morning. But everything else, I kind of go off how I feel. And I've kind of learned to not look into it too much. So if I feel like I want to read, then I'll read. And I feel like for me that works because I'm more engaged into what I'm doing.
Yeah, if
I'm saying like every night 7 p.m. I'm going to read a chapter or 10 pages, but I'm not in the mood to read. I'm just going to be, when you try and read a book and you just end up rereading the page.
I'm about to say that's so interesting because I could probably take a leaf out of your book because that happens to me even with studying and stuff. I've started to be more self-aware now where I'm like, there's some days if something's gone out through the day and I've had a busy day or something, when I come to studying, my mind is not there. I'm not taking anything in, and I'm just doing it because I've said I've got to do it.
Yeah.
So now, I'm being a bit more self-aware with that, and I might try and like just be like, right, I'm not going to do it because I'm not taking anything in, so it's not the point.
Yeah.
So that's it. It's different. It's interesting because we're different like that. Like you're a bit more like not off the cuff, but
yeah, I feel like we have the same goal there into like self-development.
But it's just how you do it, innit?
Yeah, but different ways of getting there. Which is
and I think that's important for everyone, isn't it? It's like you got to find your way.
Yeah.
So it's even now like when you see, I don't even know what to call them now, like influencers, YouTubers. Yeah. I don't know.
And obviously they spoke about like celebs, influencers. As well.
Yeah, they give you their like you've seen it where like what I do in a day.
My morning routine.
Yeah, my morning routine and stuff like that, which is good. I'm not saying it's not, because I've done similar stuff on my story and stuff, like what I share, what I do. But that's just sharing. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not saying you got to do it like this. It's just giving you ideas, and I feel like that's where you've got to be quite smart with it, because you've got to take in as much info as you can if you are using them things to try and better yourself and find your way with it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think you can take in like things that work, but obviously once you tried it, just like say you see someone's morning routine on Instagram or whatever, maybe try a few things and then see if it works for you. Don't be like
experiment.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Like,
trial and error is massive as well.
Like I see it all the time, like, oh, you need this many hours sleep. Like everyone functions differently.
Yeah, there's obviously optimal hours. Like, obviously coming
100%.
from the job I do,
yeah.
I'm obviously not going to say to have like if you work off 4 hours sleep, then have 4. Obviously not. Yeah. There's optimal hours, and that just comes down to science and stuff like that. But there are some people that need 8.
Yeah, that's me. I need 8.
I can function 7 calm.
Oh yeah, I can function 7, but I can function 6.
But I find if I start going over 8.5. Anything like that, I'm too tired.
Yeah, that's something that I found out over lockdown, is that oversleeping, what it does to you.
Yeah.
Like there'll be times when I'll wake up like maybe even an hour late, and my head will just feel like it's full of smoke. You just feel so groggy and.
Yeah, you do. That's why it's important, man. You got to find your way. Like obviously, it's good to always like have help and try and take bits from others, but you got to find your way with it, otherwise it's not going to be that sustainable, is it?
Yeah, and I think that comes from wanting to improve, like wanting to self-develop as well.
Because there's been loads of things I've tried from things like that as well. Like I've tried certain routines or certain things that I've seen others do, and to this day there's some things that I might have watched 4 years ago that I still do because it works for me, and there's some things that I just after a week I was like, nah, there's not even a chance that this is gonna do it for me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you got to be selective.
Yeah, 100%. And you see like some crazy ones like cold showers and all this stuff.
Yeah, I tried cold showers before.
Yeah, I tried that as well. Yeah. And like it doesn't work for everyone, and it's not a bad thing if you don't like cold showers, have a hot shower as long as you feel alright.
Yeah, do you know what I
It
mean?
doesn't matter.
How do you feel?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I feel like most people need to get in touch with themselves more.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? How do you actually feel? Do you know what I mean?
100%,
Not
yeah.
trying to worry about how they felt and then thinking, oh, if they do it, then I can do it. Do you know what I mean? And obviously that's easy to say because I see it in my work as well. It's like with the fitness industry, it's that's massive.
Mhm.
Like people will see someone eating a certain amount of calories in a day. It's like, oh, okay, I can eat that.
Yeah.
Or they're eating that food, I can eat that. Well, if that food doesn't make you feel good and
Yeah.
that doesn't support your goals, then you can't eat that. Do you know what I mean? Or
Yeah,
you
yeah.
shouldn't eat that. You got to find your way.
And I think it kind of, there's another part to it as well. Obviously, we do look up to like some celebrities and influencers, blah blah blah, or like brand owners and stuff like that. And they're obviously successful, and I think because they are, you automatically look at their routine and think that's what made them successful. But they would have gone through the same process of trial and error, finding out what works for them, along with hard work and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
And I think people just want like you said, that quick fix of like this is what routine they do, and that's why they're millionaires.
Yes,
So I'm gonna do
I'm
it,
gonna
and I'm
do
gonna
it.
become a millionaire.
Yeah,
It doesn't
I'm
work
gonna
like that.
It's the same with reading books though.
Yeah.
It's like you can read a book that's calm. Do you know what I mean? But what you taking from what you're applying
Mm-hmm.
from what you're learning from the book. Like if you're not putting it into action, then it's not effective at all.
Yeah.
Whereas like that's what I'm saying. You can read a whole book and be like, oh, I've read a book. Like I see some people where they're like, right, my goal is to read a book or read this many books in this year. All right, cool. You've read all them books, but what have you taken
Yeah.
from
No
the book
action.
and put into action for yourself?
100%.
Do you know what I mean? So it's easy just to do it because I used to do the same. I used to just read a book and then I used to think back and be like, what can I actually take from that and put into action?
Mm.
So whereas now I'm like, I take longer to read, way longer.
Yeah.
Because I actually try and like study it more. So I actually try, like if I see something I like from a book, I'll be like, okay, how can I make this work for me? How can I put this into my life or my business or something like that? And then I'll try it, see if it works. If not, then
Yeah.
move on,
I
try
think
something
that's
different.
probably why I read when I'm in the mood to, and when I'm like switched on, not feeling like done out here. Just like when I'm ready to read, and I'll read because then like you can really take it in, even with a podcast as well. Like if it's like one there's like a lot of knowledge, there's going to be a lot of knowledge being dropped there. You want to be engaged and you want to take it in the best way.
Yeah, otherwise you don't enjoy it as well, man. That's massive as well. You got to enjoy it. And if you don't, everyone says in it, enjoy the process. And I know that's very generic, but it's true.
And, and I think there's like everyone says reading's really good, but I mean if it works for you to have an audible book, then that works for you.
Yeah.
So I think
Have you tried that?
I tried it, yeah. So I tried it when I was in Dubai, and I was I put on. So I had a modelling shoot, and I put on this book in the morning, and on the way back as well, and my mind just went everywhere
I wasn't even thinking
because
about
I was listening, right, but it's because it's like someone reading to in like a monotone voice that eventually my mind just shuts off at a certain point.
it. Yeah.
I start thinking about, or I'll start thinking about what they've just said, and I'll stop listening. And
See the rest of it.
I'll miss the whole
Miss
chapter.
the
I'll
whole
be like,
chapter.
hang on a minute, I need to go back.
Yeah.
So it didn't really work for me. Whereas reading, actually, it's there in front of me. I know
You
I
can
can
go back to it.
I know I
Start.
can like like corner the top of pages and highlight whatever.
Yeah.
Have you tried it?
Nah. I can't. There's no way I would be able to. My attention span's awful like that.
Yeah.
Like listening to something is just. It needs to be quick, short, and sharp.
Yeah, I need.
Otherwise, I'm just gone. My mind's gone. Reading a book helps me more because I like to stop, like you said, similar, like highlight or write down. Like sometimes if I'm reading a book that I feel like I can take a lot of knowledge from, that's going to help my business. I'll have my laptop out as well, and then I'll take my own notes on what I feel like I'm learning and stuff like that, and try and make it into my own. Because then basically I'm reading it twice. I'm reading it in how the books wrote it, and I'm also reading it and writing it in the way that I would write it. Do you know what I mean? So I do it that way as well. So I feel like that's easier rather than listening. Yeah, my mum would just go. But obviously, there's more than just reading, educating, self-development and stuff like that. People are falling into other habits, I guess, as well. Because obviously we put a story out yesterday, didn't we? And we got a few replies.
Yeah, I think one of the replies is a massive one, especially in my family, and that's betting. Not like we're like addicted gamblers, but through lockdown, obviously there was NBA on pretty much every night, and lockdown started when we just moved back to England, and the playoffs are on, and the East and West finals and blah blah blah. So we just started putting like we used to like take data of the players and put a couple bets on every night.
What is that though? Is that like more like a fun kind of thing? So like, let's see whose bet comes in and
yeah. Because obviously we're not like selling the house and putting the house on a bet. It's just like a couple quid. Yeah, so obviously it's more like a fun thing. Like everyone in the family does it. It's like going to the horse racing and just having a little punt on a couple of horses. But obviously it does make you think like through lockdown everyone's stuck inside. You're probably not spending a lot of money on going out, blah blah. And I think there's football on, horse racing on, everything else is on, and you're kind of just sat at home betting. So I think, and a gambling addiction is a big thing in this country as well.
Interesting to find out if anyone actually got into betting during
that
whole lockdown phase and what's been going on in the last year or whatever. But it's interesting to know because I've never ever.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about because you don't bet at all.
Never.
But I've been betting like horse racing and stuff for like years.
But I guess it comes from. I don't know, because my dad chucks on a few bets here and there, and so does my brother. Yeah. So like, it's not like I've never been surrounded by it, but it's never interested me. I've never thought that I'm gonna chuck a couple. Like obviously I know some people like, oh my god, my bet's coming up. Just done this, man. I'm like, oh sick. Yeah, you said it to me, I'm like, oh lit. Like, do you know what I mean? But for me, I'm never like, oh, okay, I want to do that. I don't know why. I can't actually explain it. I've never really thought about it, but it's never interested me. Yeah. Even during that phase, I never thought, right, I'm gonna start putting some bets down.
Yeah, I the reason why I like it is because, well, mainly because I'm up. I'm not down on it. So, and I think the minute you are down, that's something to like think about.
Yeah, think about just listen if you're down on betting.
And like me and the family don't bet a lot, so I mean it's more fun than like anything else.
Yeah, I guess so. But obviously, it can you see the addiction.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like the reason why I like it is because I know how mentally strong I am, and I know the value of money. Like I know I was taught from a young age not to just throw peas away. Like money's money. So
yeah, be smart with it.
Whereas there's also the other side of like where you, especially like with footballers even in the country, like a lot of people are addicted to gambling.
Yeah, footballers can't bet, can they?
Yeah,
there's a couple of people in my like my level of football that have been banned and stuff. They got caught for betting. That's my level.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? So I feel like that could be a player part. I don't know, man. I just didn't. Betting's just not my thing, man.
We need to take you to the races.
Nah. See, even stuff like that, like people have asked me before, they want to come race. I'm like, not really.
It's actually a good laugh, though.
Is it?
It is.
Yeah, I can see it being a good laugh, and like they are and whatever. But for that, nah.
Because you're with everyone, man. You're with having drinks. Like it's usually good weather. Like if you got Ascot races or whatever.
And then just splash of peas.
Nah. You don't even have to do that though. The first time I went, I put like. My mum must think I was probably like, I don't know how old I was, probably 16 maybe, and mum must have given me like 20 quid something. I put it on a horse. I got back like 60. I was gassed, but everyone's like having a good time in that. But obviously it's up to you.
Yeah, it's up to you what you want to do with it, I guess. But
it's like it's the same as going to a club and spending stupid amounts on a table.
That's so true.
Why not spend slightly less on drink? Get a couple of jugs of Pimm's. Put 100 quid on a horse and a couple of horses and see what happens.
I guess so.
Sun's out, nicely
suited and booted. Yeah, I see where you're coming from. Obviously, it depends on like each person, I guess, and like what they enjoy doing. Yeah, that's a sticky one. Interesting to find out if anyone actually got into the becking.
What were some of the other ones we had then?
We got one. Can we talk about that one?
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, so we got one basically saying, like, I don't know where this come from. I don't know where it come from, yeah, but you know what? I'm actually going to talk about it in a serious I'm gonna come serious on it.
We could try.
I can try, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Nah,
It is.
be mature.
It
can be serious because I can hear it, yeah. But someone basically replied saying watching too much porn.
Yeah.
And when I first read that, I was like, well, like they bantering, and I didn't know. I actually didn't know, so I thought, you know what, I answered it. I'll address it in a serious manner because
yeah,
I feel like a lot of people are addicted to that without even
100%.
Without even thinking about it. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, it changes a lot in your mind, I guess, as well. Because I remember I was reading a book. It was actually a book about food. Yeah, it's called Wired to Eat. It's about food and making changes with your food and stuff like that. And then there was this topic about porn, and that just how it's it can change your mindset and make you depressed and stuff. And lower
I think
your
probably
sex.
we've both been through it.
Yeah, and lower your sex drive as well.
I think, and that's a topic in itself, because you could talk about so much to do with that, especially from like a young man's experience in it. It does change what you think, and in a very unrealistic way.
Yeah, very unrealistic way, and obviously the way that industry's moving nowadays.
There's everything on there. When I say, I don't watch that stuff, but I've heard and you hear it all the time. There's stupidness on there.
Yeah, stupidness. Even the stuff you would class as normal. That's not normal.
100%.
Listen, if you're running it up, yeah, like every night or whatever, I don't know what you're up to in your evenings and that. But if that's you running it up every night, just take back and think about like how you're actually feeling in the moment and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, it is so unrealistic of what you actually see on there from what is real life, and obviously that's why a lot of, especially guys, obviously are depressed and stuff, or they can't, their sex drive's low.
Yeah, or they get into go on,
real situations. They're not feeling it and stuff, and it's because what they're seeing is so far from the truth, and like what that sort of environment should actually be like. It's so different, and when they get there, they're like, "What? This is not what I
I've been there.
What I expected." Do you know
I've
what I mean?
there. That's why I kind of, obviously, not everyone watches porn, but most, especially young men. Like, I used to watch stuff, not crazy, like just unrealistic
madness
stuff that's normalized now in the porn world, but it's obviously not normal. So now, when I do watch it, I try and watch like normal stuff, because otherwise it's just so unrealistic, and you do get into certain situations and think you're kind of like you're not satisfied, if that makes sense, because of what you've been watching, and when it comes to the real thing, they're not doing the madness that porn star was doing or whatever.
It's true.
So automatically in your head, because you've been watching it so much, you're like, this is not satisfying me.
Nah, it's true. You won't be satisfied, like I said as well, and that's why I come away from it. I haven't watched it in time, like ages.
What, hand on heart?
Huh? Hand on heart. Yeah.
That's good though. Yeah,
I actually haven't. Obviously, I'm not going to talk too much about what I do, but now I come away from that because obviously, I that made me realise, when I saw that, it made me realise that it is actually it's more damaging than good. Like, what are you actually getting from it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That quick little.
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean? That quick little thing, but in the long run, what are you actually getting from it? And I actually feel better. I can't lie.
Yeah.
When I stopped and stuff and like that, you do end up feeling better.
Yeah, I think when I was younger, probably doing it way more. Now,
when you're young, you're happy, bro.
Yeah.
You just want to be.
When you're young, when you actually think about it though, you think, whoa.
Yeah,
like when I was young, it was
what's
crazy.
this? I didn't see this.
Yeah, you're right. I think even I've stepped away from it a little bit, and you do feel better.
It's a tough topic, man. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. It's a tough topic because a lot of guys either won't admit it, or they just don't want to talk about it, or some people probably think it's weird that we're talking about it. But you got to address it seriously because it is actually damaging. I'm telling you, it's definitely more for guys. I'm not actually sure where girls stand with this whole thing because I don't know. We'd have to ask a girl for that. For
Yeah,
me to know
and
more.
I guess it would be interesting perspective on it. But yeah, for guys, I think it is definitely an addiction, and you can very quickly you can't get that satisfaction anymore from the real moments that actually mean something.
Yeah.
And you're just getting your satisfaction from like just fake shit online.
Little thing. How does you feel after as well? Like, fuck it. Why did I do that?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like the post-nut clarity.
Yeah, there's so much around it that you don't think of, but when you're in the moment, it's just like do you know what I mean? So it's something serious to think about. I remember seeing something about some guy that had a porn addiction actually, and he was saying how basically he just couldn't chat to girls no more.
Wow.
Like his was like, I'm talking severe. So if you do it every other day or something like that, then don't worry, you'll be alright. But this guy must have been doing it like multiple times in a day. Yeah, daily.
Yeah.
He just couldn't chat to girls. Like he was being weird. Like he couldn't get words out, and like his attraction towards girls was like going and stuff. And he started to think if he was gay,
yeah,
it was all mad. But obviously his face,
crazy,
one of the ones where there's like they black him out,
yeah,
and they darken the tone of the voice goes deeper. There was one of them ones. Obviously you're not gonna come out and just be like, look, so I, do you know what I mean? But so yeah, it's bad. I'm telling you. It's
but yeah, there's
something that
through lockdown there was jokes flying about, even within our group. It's like, oh, like United 3 times today or whatever.
Yeah, I know, man. It's like one of them things where it's like it's in the middle, innit? Where it's like people banter about it. Not many people really have the serious discussion, especially guys. Like guy to guy, you don't really have that topic. Do you know, that discussion, do you? You just don't talk about it.
It is what it is.
Like guy, obviously most people know guys are just guys, man. We just don't talk about loads of things with each other. We didn't talk about crazy shit, random shit, don't matter. But I feel like guys should talk more about
serious.
I'm not saying have a sit down, go out for a meal and sit down with your boys and start talking about
I think
but
if there's a problem there,
if
then
you feel like there's a problem,
open up to someone.
Open up to, even if it's a close friend or someone that you feel like you can, that's going to take a topic like that serious with you. Then run that up, because it's important for your mental health, man.
100%.
I'm telling you, I think it's it's a dangerous trap to fall into. But we won't talk too much on that topic. But
I think we could probably do a whole podcast on that.
Yeah, you could, to be fair.
And
you could.
Yeah.
But a lot of research shows nowadays as well. Like I even see like loads of bloody like TikToks and stuff of people, like the doctors and stuff, telling you why it's bad.
Yeah.
And what it does for you and how it affects you badly. So I feel like it is creating some sort of movement now. Like people are starting to understand it more. But yeah, you should talk to someone if it feel like it is
if it's affecting your life.
If it is affecting your life. And obviously whoever sent that, the person that sent that question in, obviously that's obviously they're more aware of that now, isn't it? So
shout out to the person who sent that in.
Yeah, so obviously they're more aware
Whoever
of that
you
now.
was.
Listen, I don't even know if it was a joke or they're just trying to banter or what, but like I said, I was answering a serious question because for some people out there, that actually might be a problem for them
100%.
or a bad habit they fell into. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is serious. And was there anything else we had?
Yeah, we got one about had quite a few, but there was one about, I think, healthier lifestyle, losing weight.
Yeah.
Which is obviously that's been a problem. Like, I don't know, it's hard because during lockdown I feel like you either went one or two ways.
100%.
Like,
so true.
You either went down the road of like, right, I've got this time now, let me focus on what I'm eating, what I'm doing, training at home, doing 5k, obviously everyone was doing it, or running, walking, whatever it was. Or you fell down the other side where you just lost motivation for everything
and it started eating everything
that you saw in a vacuum. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I was more towards the health side, as you probably know, but I think Christmas for me that 1 or 2 weeks was when I fully just started eating everything. But I think Christmas is Christmas, so
Yeah, Christmas is Christmas. So obviously, you've got to give yourself. You can't be too hard on yourself. But saying that, you can't be too easy on yourself. But that completely comes down to where you are at. Like, you're not in a awful state or anything. You're not unhealthy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that 1 or 2 weeks, you could probably get away with it. Do you know what I mean? For some people, that might not be advisable. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like no matter the situation, that's something you've got to, or I always say, find your why for doing it. Like, I had a conversation with someone the other day, actually, that was signing up about, they were doing it before, done really well, saw some results, and just everything just stopped. And it's just like breaking it down, like, why did you stop? Like, go back and actually look, deeply think about why you did stop. What made you stop? What sort of environment was you in when you stopped? And when you was doing well, what was that environment like? Why was you doing well? Did you have more time? Did you have someone supporting you through it? Did you have someone helping you with a plan? Like, what was it? And let's see if we can start to recreate what was making it good.
Yeah.
And then we can look at all the things that made you feel like you fell off and start to tackle them sort of problems as well, so it doesn't happen again. But obviously, gyms have been open for what, like a couple of months now, and I always say, gym is just a tool. Like, you don't have to go to the gym, especially if it is to lose weight. Find your exercise that you enjoy. You don't have to go to the gym to lose weight. You can go for a walk. You can walk more.
100%.
Obviously, everyone's got to tighten on their nutrition. If you do want to lose weight, you have to keep track and build yourself some personal data about what you eat. But there's so many forms of exercise. You can ride a bike, you can swim, you can walk, hiking, whatever it is. There is a lot of options out there. I feel like a lot of people fall down the road like, right, I have to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Well, no, you don't have to.
Sometimes that something else could be better for you.
Yeah, something else can be better for you in the time. Like this person I was talking to, I said, look, like, well, their situation was they didn't really have much time, with a lot of things going on to get down to the gym. So they're like, well, I want to get back to the gym, but then I don't, because then I feel like I'm going to do it and then I've got so much else going on. I feel like I fall off and then I feel worse for doing it. So I was like, well, be practical with where you're at right now. Before you had the time to go to the gym, your priorities were different. You could give the time to go. Obviously, her situation was unique, so right now you probably don't have the time for that, and there was a lot of things going on that she needed to focus on. So I was like, focus on that and just do other things that are that can help and a bit more practical. So it might be just walking more, getting your steps up. Start small. It might not be the best thing in the world, but it's better than the position you were in, like right now. Do you know what I mean? And then from there you can start to build. Then when the time's right, maybe you go to the gym once a week and keep on doing everything else, then twice a week, and then you just slowly build. And that's how way it's got to be. You've got to find your reason why, and be practical with the decisions you make. I see it too many times where people just like want to jump straight into the deep end, 5 days, 6 days, and then for a couple of months later, that's it, they're done. Do you know what I mean? And it's not practical because it's got to be suited to what your preferences, your needs, your lifestyle as well. Everyone has a different lifestyle.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to approach like health in general, but even like life as well. Is like finding your why, and I think, like you said, building that kind of consistency with whatever you're doing, because I think it matters in the end. You can't, I think with everything you do, you can't be inconsistent, otherwise you won't get what you want from it.
Yeah, it's true. It's like I always say as well, to people, is like you want to create that snowball effect where you start small and then you just keep ticking over, and then just eventually you're flying. Do you know what I mean? But you can't. It's so hard. Like, some people can get away with it, like jumping in the deep end, but most people just need the start. You just need to start something and take action to something that's going to help you, even if it's a little bit. Just start there, then you can build from there, and you feel a lot better for it. Because, like, for instance, and I'm still addressing the question that we got in, but or the habit we got in, but it's like, what was I going to say? Shit.
just going to what you said about like thrown in the deep end. I kind of like being thrown in the deep end. I don't know why. I think, like even with starting with Sen, like I was thrown in the deep and I didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
And even like with kind of gym now, I'm doing 6 days a week.
Mm.
But I mean, we did kind of build it up.
Yeah, we did build it up. Just quickly before I forget, we'll go back to that because that's an interesting topic. But what I was going to say is, you feel more accomplished. So making it practical, you feel more accomplished. So if you set the goal of, right, okay, I can't get down to the gym, so I'm going to start by hitting 8 to 10k steps daily.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to start with. Once you do that, you feel like, oh, I can do it. Like, I've done something. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, right, let's push it on now. Let's make it a little bit harder.
Yeah.
But not so far that it's out of reach. Do you know what I mean? And that's where you build from. So,
Yeah.
because I lost my mind. I was like,
it's
alright,
momentum.
I'll come back to it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's
That
momentum
snowball
is such
effect
a
of
big
starting
thing,
small. So it might even just be that. Whereas for someone else that's a bit more advanced, been doing it for time, 8 to 10k might just be something added on to everything else they're doing. But for someone else, that might just be perfect for their start and for them at that time. So yeah, just take action to something. That's what I would advise, especially for the habit on that side of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, go back to what you were saying about.
Yeah, the thing about the deep end.
Yeah, the
I
deep
think
end.
some people obviously enjoy it. I enjoy a challenge. And so yeah, some people thrive off that. Even now, like trying to take my business to the next level. Yes, it's stressful. Yes, it's draining. Yes, you don't know what the outcome's going to be, or you obviously know what you want, but not anything can happen. But I think there's a part of me that, like, at the same time loves it. And I think you get kind of two kinds of people. That one side is like they like being thrown in the deep end, and the other side is like they need that what you're talking about, like that push, that momentum, the start of the snowball effect.
Yeah, it depends your experience with it, I guess, in that situation. Because with health and fitness, like if you're a total beginner and never done it, chucking in the deep end is obviously not a good way to go.
Yeah.
Whereas with you, if you felt like you've been chucked in the deep end with what you like your business before, and you felt like you bounced back and come back well from it, then doing that again, experience. Probably you could probably deal with it.
Because you take the same, I guess, skills
that you
into it, like you know, focus, like determination, all those things. It kind of moves across.
Yeah.
Whether it's being thrown into deep end with fitness or business or I don't know, what other areas are there?
Loads. Everything in life, really, I guess.
Maybe for some people, like relationships.
Yeah, relationship.
But yeah,
jumping straight into relationships, I guess. But yeah, there's a lot to think about on that side of things. But it relates to what we were saying before. You just got to find your why. Like for me, that deep end thing probably wouldn't work for me too much. I'm too much of an overthinker. So
yeah,
I figured now for me, but like I set what the next like 4 to 5 things I really want to do, whether that's business related, training related, football related, or just in life or self development, whatever it is. The next 4 things I want to do, and then I break them down one by one. I'll do one and do the other, or I'll do one until I feel like I've built up the skill set, knowledge, or ways of dealing with things better.
Yeah. And
then I'll move to the next one. But until I've got that level of foundation on one, I won't move to the next one. So I just feel like if I try and tackle so many things at once, I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
Okay.
But yeah, it does relate what we were saying before. Everyone deals with situations differently. Everyone different characteristics and personalities and stuff like that. So when you become more self-aware and don't be afraid to fail as well, is what I'd say.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say about the deep end.
You try something, do you know what I mean? Or you get chucked in the deep end or whatever. Don't be scared to fail. That's a good thing, I think.
Yeah, you're either going to come out of it, say you're here, and you get chucked in the deep end and the level's here. You're either going to rise to it, or you come out of it and you would have learned so much.
Then you just go again and then you will get there.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm trying to say, is like failing is not a bad thing. I think it's always a good thing. Like that's what I'm saying. It's a kind of a win-win if you look at it that way.
Yeah.
Where you were saying you're either going to deal with it and gonna smash it, or you're going to fail somewhere or struggle somewhere. But then you're only going to learn from that struggle or that failure and be able to learn from that and go again.
Yeah, 100.
And reach higher levels.
W's only.
W's only.
But yeah, find your why, and stop watching porn.
Yes, wrap it.